Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben's podcast. I hope that you're enjoying the podcast so far. Remember to click that subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening to so that you get notified when new podcasts come up. And remember to follow me on all my social media channels, Gardening with Ben on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. And in the description is a link to my merchandise shop where we sell some fantastic gardening t-shirts and hoodies for you to wear down in the garden or when you're out and about. So grab yourself a brew, sit back, relax and enjoy today's episode. So welcome to today's podcast. Today is the 1st of August and it's actually a Yorkshire day. And for those that don't know, I am from Yorkshire, a nice city called Sheffield, which has fantastic parks and gardens. It's full of greenery here in Sheffield. If you've not been to Sheffield, it's definitely worth a visit and to visit all the parks and gardens what are around. So, what are we up to at the moment at the allotment? Well, I actually went down today, but it was only for about an hour as the heavens opened, and for some reason when it seems to rain at the moment, it just absolutely bounces it down. Whether it's due to climate change, I don't know, but for any reason whatsoever now when it seems to rain, it just absolutely bounces it down at the allotment. So I either have to take cover in the polytunnel or come home, and today it was come home from it. So I was watching Gardener's World this morning, and one of the things that Monty Don said was to make sure that your squash are fastened up tightly. If you're growing them up canes, which I am doing down at the allotment, I'm growing mine up supports so that they're off the ground, so that they don't get attacked as much by animals what are crawling on the ground, squirrels, slugs, snails, stuff like that. And I just thought I'd like to experiment and try and grow them upwards for a change and see if they grow any better. So I've currently got mine growing up canes at the moment. I do need to make better supports as they won't hold the squash as they get bigger, so we need to build a proper squash frame, which I've got plenty of wood for down at the plot, so we just need to crack on and get that done. So I was making sure that they're all fastened up tightly off the ground at the moment, and just making sure they kept weed free really, as obviously squashes like lots of water to help them swell, and they don't want to be fighting and competing against the weeds down in the garden really. And obviously you can keep feeding them as well with either tomato feed or other fish and bone meal really, just to give them that extra bit of food to keep them going and to producing the fruit on the squash plants that you want. So that's one of the main things what I were doing today down at the plot. I'm also contemplating on taking my onion sets up now, as the leaves are starting to bend over quite a bit. Some of them are starting to go to seed, so I think they've got to the size that they need to get to. I don't think they'll grow much more. Obviously all this rain's helping them grow. I have kept them weed free for the first time in years. Usually I plant them and the weeds take over, but they are immaculate for weeds. There's nothing growing in between them, so they haven't competed with the weeds this year, and they're looking really good. They're not massive, but they are a decent size, so I'm going to be looking at picking those in the coming days. And my set onions, they're still growing. They're not starting to bend over yet. They're obviously a bit behind my set onions, my seed onions, so I won't be picking them for quite a while, but I want to see which ones do grow bigger, the seed onions or the set onions. That is my little mission this year down on the plot. So yeah, that is that really. Oh, my peas are getting ready for picking. The pods are busting, they're starting to get bigger, and they all look ready for picking. So I need to take a basket with me next time to the plot and start picking all those yummy peas. And if you're like me, a lot of the peas won't make it home, as they, once you start tasting them, you just start podding them all down at the allotment. I don't think half as many come home with you as you eat down at the plot. And also we need to start cracking on with them strawberry plants, as they are sending out all the runners now. They've finished fruiting, the fruiting time is over for my strawberry plants, so they'll start sending out all the runners, and I've started potting all them up really and creating more strawberry plants. You might think, hey, I'm sure he's got 200 strawberry plants on his pot, which I have, around 200 strawberry plants, but I will keep picking them, keep planting them and getting more plants and filling in all the gaps really. While ever you've got gaps on your allotment, you might as well fill them with strawberry plants and gain the benefits from getting delicious strawberries from them. So that's my tasks for the coming months, to get all my strawberry plants sorted. And then we're going to be looking at what flowers we need to start sowing this month. That'll be in the next episode, what seeds and flowers to plant for August. So make sure you click that subscribe button to listen out for those episodes, as they will be coming up shortly. So yeah, that's basically what we've been up to down at the plot at the moment. So I hope you're all keeping well. Thank you if you did vote for me in the Grow Your Own magazine awards. Hopefully I'll find out soon. Make sure you click that link in the description below. That takes you through to my gardening shop, where you can support me by buying one of my gardening t-shirts or gardening hoodies, and there's some beautiful gardening cards as well available, which I'll post out a couple of days after your order. So yeah, have a check at them, and as always, remember, keep gardening. Thank you for listening to today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed Gardening with Ben. Remember to do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the podcasts what are launched, and check out the link in my bio to my fantastic shop selling some fantastic t-shirts and hoodies for you to wear down at the allotment. And you can also get a Gardening with Ben mug. So feel free to check it out, and remember, keep gardening.